obviously, I don't have any Coug updates as my team was off in Aruba enjoying the sun on their bye week. That's obviously not true.
How long of a flight is that?
12 minutes.
Oh my God. That's like that speed rail thing.
Yeah.
Hello, Pac-12 stands. I'm Ashtyn Butuso. We're here with Emma Weightman. As always, we're so happy to have you. If you're happy to be here, reminder to follow us at Pac in Action Show on Twitter and Instagram. That's right, at Pac in Action Show. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Cool. You did such a good job.
Thank you. And share this episode with a friend. Send it on over. Link them. They probably love it too. They're your friend, for God's sake.
Yeah, friends share things. Also, don't forget that you can catch us on Pac-12 Insider on Amazon Freevee and Samsung TV Plus on channel 2392. Every time I say that, I feel like I'm in a commercial. 2392. And on the Pac-12 Conference YouTube channel. Wowee.
Yeah. Okay, so just to get going here, the season's officially in swing. It's strange because I feel like we're still seeing where people fall in terms of like a greater, look at the entire country in college football. It's like there have been some crazy wins, bizarre wins, surprising losses. We don't really know what the heck everyone's deal is still, including maybe our own Pac-12 teams. But currently right now, just like generally, it feels like the top 10 teams, they're just defaulting to the teams that we always have because they're like, I don't know. So I don't know how many people have actually proven themselves just like on a grandiose scale in terms of like who the best conferences are, who the best teams are. Everything's still so like
up in the air
here. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of felt like it had March Madness vibes to me. You know what I mean? I was like, I just don't know what to expect. But I will say, first and most dear to our little hearts, the Beavs and the Cougs.
Of course.
We got to talk about it. Obviously, I don't have any Coug updates as my team was off in Aruba enjoying the sun on their bye week. That's obviously not true.
How long of a flight is that?
12 minutes.
Oh my God. That's like that speed rail thing.
So I think that they're like really, they probably worked actually very hard on their bye. I'm not going to say they didn't. But both of our teams are kind of like twins a little bit. We're 4-1. We both only have losses to objectively really excellent teams. Cute that we both had double overtime wins that stressed us both out, but it paid off eventually. Yeah. I do think we should talk about your double overtime win. Ashtyn, dare I ask, how are you feeling?
I feel like I should feel a little bit more exhilarated after a win like that. I feel a little like, what's the vibe? Because I didn't have the best time watching that game. I'll be honest. I feel like we're a better team than what we saw. I feel like I was pretty stressed. I feel like the defense maybe has some work to do. I know that we were down several DBs. I want to say it was like 5 or something. So I will grant us that for sure. But overall, I feel maybe more confused than I did before.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree. Let's watch those highlights back.
Okay.
What a glorious Saturday afternoon at Reser Stadium in Corvallis. Oregon State's identity. Run.
Yeah, that's what they're doing so well. McCoy's going to get it. And McCoy's going to get 6. You put a defense in a bind. It's one-on-one. If you don't make the tackle, it's over.
Running straight ahead. Ankerson is in. Touchdown Beavers. From an empty backfield, McCoy trying to run. McCoy will get it. McCoy gets 6 more.
He was almost stopped. He runs over a couple defenders and gets in for a touchdown.
So here we are, all 3 timeouts, 1:50. And McCoy pressure. McCoy breaks away. McCoy is tackled. Well, now the Beavers have hope. That's close enough. Here comes the field goal on 4th and 10 for the tie on the way, and it is good.
Hey, he's perfectly placed there with a little draw.
All right, here we go. Overtime. Gonna run the option. McCoy keeps. McCoy is in. Touchdown. State.
Third rushing touchdown of the night.
Hankerson to the left. Hankerson busted. Hankerson is in. Well, the busiest night of his running career. And McCoy is at the end zone, right at the goal line. Looked like a good old-fashioned stick run. Just go to the goal line and turn around, Jermaine Terry.
This may have been kind of a coming out party for Gevani McCoy.
Do the Beavers bring people? Yes, they do. There's the fade to Horton. Great breakout. No flags. Oregon State wins.
Oh boy, what a crazy game. I'm so glad that you lived through that.
Yeah, just barely. I barely made it through. But we had a bunch of other crazy games around the country too. We're to kind of like welcome them in and talk about them a bit. We're going to introduce a new segment called Pac-ifist, where we compliment other teams, sort of. In this day of digital media, we're always fighting. Let's just take a second, smell the roses, give props to our former, future, current combatants in the college football world. So in that vein, Emma, take it away.
Yeah, I figure I'll start with giving my neighbors in Seattle a little teeny bit of love because that was a really crazy upset over Michigan. And also, legally speaking, I am hearing from my sources that this makes WSU better than Michigan. So
yeah,
I'll take it.
And actually, in that same vein, I would obviously never call myself a Duck fan, except until I was 14, which was an indoctrination story. We won't get into that. There was talk among Beaver Nation that they wanted Michigan State and Oregon both to end in a 0-0 tie, which didn't happen, unfortunately, but Oregon beat Michigan State handily. And you know what? Thank Gord for that.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm thrilled for Cal that they got to spread their unique talent of causing absolute, utter chaos into broader audiences. While this time the Brains didn't win over the Brawn, they showed up and showed out for game day. And that's all you can ask for. West Coast football lives on, baby.
I want to give it to Vandy for defeating Alabama and mainly for carrying the goalpost downtown and chucking it into the river. Extremely sick behavior. I love it for them, especially because they just don't famously win very many games. So that's pretty exciting stuff for them.
Yeah, really exciting. Speaking of exciting, I'm excited for Minnesota. Sorry, USC, but it's just really impossible to be mad at anybody in Minnesota as a person who spent a lot of time in the Midwest. So I get it. Things are fragile right now, but just give them a couple days and you guys will be bonding over Prince music and ice fishing together in no time. When we come back, I'll be done reminiscing on my time being a Midwest princess, and instead we'll be chatting with the king of Corvallis, the one and only Gevani McCoy.
Welcome to the show, Gevani McCoy. It's such a pleasure to have you with us. We are so excited. We've been waiting, kind of mulling over like when's the right game to request you from Sean. Shout out Sean Scheffler, our favorite SID, our tied for favorite SID. Bill, shout out to Bill. So we're so happy to have you this week because it was such a thrilling game. I have to be honest. I decided it was going to be good luck if I sat in a different room and just listened to what was happening. So I myself was like, doing my part from far away, my superstition. And even just from like watching in New York City, 3,000 miles away, I was like, I don't even have the heart to do this. So I need to hear from you. What was it like to play in a game like that and to win a game like that?
I would just say that it was a great experience. And I just think that our team showed a lot and just showed who we are and that we respond to adversity well and that, that we respond to adversity well. But it was a great experience and it was a really good game.
I know that players aren't usually as like psychotic as fans are, so you might not have anything that you're like, I have to do this. But I'd love to hear if you have pregame rituals in terms of like every week, every Saturday, I wake up, I open my eyes and these are the things I need to do before game day. What are those for you?
I wouldn't say there's any like superstitious ones or anything like that, but I mean, for the most part, I would just say that I pray. I'm Catholic, so I'm a firm believer in God. So I just pray before each game. I would say that.
Love that. I'm Catholic too. Shout out to Catholics. Yeah,
I technically, not to because I feel left out, but I technically also am Catholic.
Whoa.
I know, guys, crazy. So you were obviously at the helm of such an incredible game. I have a question about the bath. So were you living in fear that one day you would be thrown in the bath after a game like that? Were you in the bath, or is that just an honor reserved for the coaching staff?
That for the most part, it's for like birthdays, I would say. So yeah, if it's your birthday, you definitely get tossed in there, and then we had to toss in Coach Bray because that was his first dub, But besides that, though, it's more of birthdays, and thankful for me, mine's passed, so no coats up for me.
There we go.
That was going to be my question: is when is your birthday? When are we going to see your toss?
No, yeah, that's passed already.
The summer birthdays get off scot-free from that. It's very exciting for Beavs fans to have a mobile quarterback. We're much more used to having, someone that's more in the pocket frequently. Can you feel that palpable excitement when you move? Are you like, these people have been waiting for a guy with wheels? Because it feels like we can feel it. That's how exciting it is.
I definitely can. Our fans are great, and they're just so tuned into the game. And as I probably scored my first touchdown, and I broke. I just heard everybody go wild, and that's just a great feeling to have. So yes, for sure, it feels really good.
Yeah, I mean, you guys probably heard Ashtyn all the way from New York, so that was. I mean, I know I could hear it.
No, I was like this with a pillow over my head, like listening and just like praying and doing anything I could possibly do.
Fingers and toes were crossed.
Yeah.
So we're going into week 7, which is completely insane. But it feels like you guys are really getting on your feet a little bit, literally in your case, running down there. Every game has felt pretty decently close, even if sometimes the score isn't quite so. Is there any emphasis that you guys make on like really closing out strong?
Definitely. Yes, that for sure is a big emphasis. But with that too, it's just to start fast as well. As you guys seen this past game, we did not start fast at all, and we definitely shot ourselves in the foot a few times in that first half. So I would just say to start fast too.
How do you address that? How do you nip that in the bud before the game starts? Is there anything you can do?
Attention to I would just say just to pay close attention to all of the details. And yeah, I would just say that for the most part.
Well, we saw some passes to Jermaine Terry. We got some tight end action, which is very exciting. Beaver Nation, I feel like, has been very vocal about wanting to get tight ends involved. How did it feel to have a tight end involved?
It felt great. There's a few guys in that tight end room that can make plays. So it just feels great just to add that to our game as well. And that was a big part of this past game. So that was good for us. Hopefully we can keep building off of that.
Yeah. You've been able to spend some significant time in Corvallis now that we're 7 weeks in. And you've in fall camp and everything. I know you're a California guy. You were in Idaho for a while. Do you feel like you got a vibe for Corvallis? Like, where are you going to eat? Do you have time to go out and enjoy it at all?
Definitely. Yes, I would say that. Yes, I've been here for some time now, so it feels good, and I'm definitely settled in now. So,
where do you go to eat?
I would say either Local Boys. I like Five Guys Burgers and Fries, Chipotle.
Whoa, there's a Five Guys there?
Yes, there is. That's probably
huge.
My favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Good choices. Everyone always goes Local Boys. You gotta
have to.
So, what's the focus for Nevada this week?
I would just say just to build off of this last week and just not make all of the same mistakes that we made in that game, and just to build off of that, and just to go out there and to win.
Cool. Well, we can't wait to watch it. We have all the faith in the world, and if I need to go hide in my bedroom, I'll do it for the team. We'll see you from afar on TV in a few days. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Welcome back to Pack in Action. I am joined with Ashtyn's new replacement, Tre Shackelford. We are so excited to have him. Normally, there's another one of me here, but she's a big Beav fan. So while we love the Beavs, it's about the Cougs right now. Tre, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Thank you so much for coming. How was your bye week? Did you guys relax, or was it just like all work, no play?
We relaxed a little bit, but now that we're getting back into practice, working on Fresno State.
Yeah, because it's game week. Are you looking forward to it?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Good. Oh, ma'am. I'm making me feel old.
The Southern hospitality.
Of course. Well, yeah. So you actually transferred into WSU from Austin P. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what made Pullman so alluring to you? What was kind of the draw there?
I just liked Pullman because it gave me a place to come where I didn't have to focus on nothing else, just really football. And then the opportunities here was very big for me coming from an FCS level. So I just wanted to showcase my talent at a bigger stage, and that's why I chose the Cougs.
Awesome. That's great. Are you enjoying it so far?
Yes, ma'am. I am. I'm loving it here.
Fantastic. So, and you've got quite the room around you. I would say the wide receiver room is pretty stacked. Do you guys feel like you compete, or do you like just kind of boosting each other up?
No, we definitely compete, and we also boost each other up too. That's the good thing about our room. We compete, and we all love each other, and we just have fun together. That's what I think I came to, because we all just a big family.
I love that. So speaking of like family energy, what is the locker room like heading into Fresno State? What are you guys like most gearing up for? Like, what are your concerns? What are you excited about?
I think
if you're allowed to share.
I think the locker room, we just locked in because I know I wasn't here last year, but I know at this time and a point last year that we went downhill. So everybody just focus on staying locked in on details and just being big energy and don't let nothing slip, because we got everything we want in front of us right now that we want to do with this season.
For sure. So yeah, speaking of last season, and also, so I've been a Coug fan my whole life. So there's a lot of lore that I'm kind of more abridged to in terms of like why the Apple Cup was such a big game and all the like back home and all that stuff. Who is the person who like most explains all of that backstory? Like, do the coaches loop you guys in, or do like veteran players?
I say a little bit of both. Coach Dicker is a good person that keeps us motivated and stuff. And then a couple people like Devin Kalani in our locker room, he keeps us motivated, keeps us focused, keeps us locked in on the little detailed things. So people like that keep us locked in on the next week and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So do you have a game day, like a superstitious game day routine? Do you eat the same thing every time? Do you have to go to bed at a certain time? Like, walk us through kind of what that looks like for you.
I kind of have a game day, a game night routine. Like the night before the game, I always DoorDash some good food. I just like to eat.
What's the order?
If I'm in Idaho, I can get Buffalo Wild Wings because I love chicken. So I just love wings. So I just get that before the game. And then on game days, if they got baked potato, I love making me a little loaded potato before the game.
Oh,
I just keep it simple
with
like that.
The sour cream and the
sour cream, bacon bits, all that.
Yeah. So we asked Mateer actually back when he was on the show about his favorite. We had him rank some Pullman restaurants, and he had some pretty hot takes. So is there like a Pullman restaurant that you're especially a fan of, or do you keep it on the Idaho side, I guess?
No, I love South Fork and Birch and Barley. Them two restaurants. I go there with John Mateer too. Like we go there sometimes. Me, him, and Devin Kalani, some of the office linemen, K-Dub and Hunt. We all go there sometimes. And them two places are growing on me. I love them.
Yeah, that's a classy. Birch and Barley is a classy answer. Yeah, that's so fun. Yeah. So I have a little game for you. Actually, I visited some of your Instagrams and I pulled some captions because all of you have some very strong caption games. So I would love for you to guess which player wrote which caption.
Okay.
Do you feel prepared for that?
A little bit, not really.
A little bit. That's fair. That's fair. We're gonna start off with "Catch Me If You Can."
Catch me if you can. Oh, that's John Mateer.
That is, in fact,
John Mateer.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Okay, how about, let's see. I got my little list here. You already know what time it is with two little shush emojis.
You already know what time it is. Chris Hutz.
It's Wayshawn Parker.
Wayshawn. Okay.
Let's see. How about all the way to the top? Ain't waiting on nothing or not.
There's me.
That is in fact you.
That's me. I'm all
there
the way
you
to
go.
the
You got
top.
that one.
Yeah.
So is that a song lyric?
Yeah, that's one of my hometown artists. He's trying to grow his music, so I just want to support him. And that lyric is kind of how I'm trying to do all the way to the top, coming to the Cougs from FCS level and just trying to put my name on the map.
I love that. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So what is one thing you're looking forward to getting to play football after a bye?
Just high energy, man. High energy and just locked in and prepared. We all fresh and ready to go. So I'm ready to see the outcome on that.
I love that. Me too. All right. Thank you so much for coming, Trey. And when we come back, Ashtyn will return. But we have loved having you, and we'll be back in action shortly.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Straight from the Cougs' mouth himself. Mm-hmm. Emma, how you feeling? Where you at?
I'm good. That was fun. I will say I'm still coming off of a nightmare that I had last night where Ashtyn Genty transferred to Fresno State specifically to traumatize me. So
that is terrifying.
Yeah, not all the way awake.
We know what you're afraid of, but what are you looking forward to?
I am so excited to just get back on the field. I feel like this is really the week where I have the opportunity to prove to Dickert and the staff that I was worth taking a chance on. No, not me, but someone. I am really excited, though, to watch some Cougar football. Life just ain't the same on a bye week, you know?
Yeah, I know. I feel you. But before we go, we obviously need to look ahead. And here at Pac in Action, we aren't your typical hot take artists. Instead, we like a nice cold bath, as aforementioned, at least like 3 times on this show so far. We do things a little differently around here. So, Emma, what's your ice pack take on Wazoo's game against Fresno?
Yeah. Well, grab a sweater because there's more. Yeah. My freezing, chilly, cold, snow-like take is that John Mateer will be there. He will definitely be at the game. He will play probably. I think he'll run the ball as he's so inclined to do so often.
So true.
I am hoping to see a performance from our defense that was a little bit closer to like week 1 than week whatever against Boise State. Not week whatever. I know what week it was. But I would just like to see week 1 WSU back in action. Heyo. And also I think that Fresno State quarterback Mikey Keene will be really good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I think.
These are all really safe, good, cold takes.
Mm-hmm.
My ice pack prediction is that the Beavs are going to make at least 1 tackle, maybe more. Nevada should be an easier one. I know you're not supposed to say easier, so just pretend I didn't, but it shouldn't be close. We haven't really made things easy on ourselves this year, and I just hope we do what we need to do this week because we don't always do that. So my takes are just like thoughts and prayers at this point. They're just vibes, but my main take is defense, please. Oh, and also my hot take is Jam Griffin, who went out with an injury and might be out for the whole year, will be back next week because I need it. And defense.
I mean, defense, she's literally begging, and it's kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, I actually think we'll be okay because Gevani has an in with the big man upstairs, obviously, and he's got us. So I think his prayers count for like 11 players at least. So hopefully he's praying for Jam and for us.
Yeah. On that note, before this randomly becomes mass, we gotta head out.
Yeah, we're getting a little too churchy. Thanks for hanging out with us. As always, it's such a pleasure. This week we've got a big week. We have so much to prove. There's so much hanging in the balance. You know, yikes.
Until next time, we will see you when we're Pac in action.